I guess I'm supposed to introduce myself on this YouTube channel. This is the trailer that they put up. There's an option for a trailer, like it's a movie. Like, I try to be polite, but seriously, not trying to sell anything here, so there's no big sales pitch at the end of this stuff, and I don't want any advertising on my YouTube channel, so every time I play music I have to keep it quiet enough where the robots can't sniff it. So that's even more fun than trading, I think. But yeah, I've just been setting up all these charts, and it doesn't matter, my CD's so scratched it won't even play anyways. So actually that's even harder for the robots. But yeah, trading's just too much fun, and so I've been constructing this 20 instrument display here, trying to include everybody in the mix as far as people that trade Forex, people that trade the gold, silver, all that nonsense, Forex. But I'm probably missing some instruments here, but I don't want to get too carried away. There's 20. You'd think like that, seems like that'd be enough, right? And then I'm gonna try to run and just take a tour through this system I kind of built to try to take advantage of all the movements in the market, regardless of direction. Kind of regardless of direction, but not really. I mean, you can have biased trend scripts, but I just haven't done that yet. So anybody who wants to do it, be my guest. I'll show you how to do it. I mean, I'll get to that point, but right now I'm just going to do some analysis, and then I'll describe the style of script that you would write, or I'm going to post some single drop orders, which are just, I think it's really the place to start. I guess I'm a little carried away with dropping multiple orders and canvassing the whole market, but I was doing that only because I'm trading a nano account or a micro account, and I'm actually in other words, when the market sells off 300 pips or 100 pips, I'm scaling in such granularity that if I write one script and drop that and let it go through its phase, the swing phase, and let it capture all the moves and all the tickets are filled and the whole algorithm plays out, then you know, then I could trade more currencies without having to nitpick entry orders and go through the extra effort of single dropping teeny tiny orders. So I'm buying a range. So if I can at least get myself a 50 pip range where I know that's 50 pips right there, I want to get in 50 pips. I mean, that's premium area, right? And I'm not sure exactly if they're going to overshoot the runway, because but presupposing that the market knows that we're charting it, you know, that's another thing that cracks me up. But Mother Nature does have, like, you could look at the weather. If I had a chart of weather, which I don't, I probably should have done it. I'll do a video on weather chart. It looks just like the market. In other words, there's tops become bottoms, and it's just nature's way of breathing in and out. So if you want to put a bat wing on there, it makes you feel good. But for me, it's just too much to pay attention to. So I'm just going to go the daily chart, and I'm going to just do equidistant channel, which up here in the toolbar, if you've never been in MT4 before, it's actually in the default setting here. So it's sitting here. See if I can. So here, this one here, the equidistant, the E, and then it's like it's actually tricking you. It looks like Andrew's pitchfork, but so I'm going to tour around here, and I'm just going to do analysis, and I'm going to tell a story at the same time. So I'm going to try to split my brain. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube trading psychology, and there's two parts of your brain. So I'm noticing the phenomena that when you try to remember something, the moment you stop trying to remember it, it comes to you. So it's as if you're reaching too hard for it. Like, if you're pushing your system, that's a problem, right? So you know how your system rolls. You know when these oscillators converge. You know the point to end, or And if you get in too early, like I typically do, because I just can see it coming, it's like painfully obvious. I'm thinking, oh, really, we got to go all the way back there before we go up again, I guess. So, and then waiting for the entry, or just go up trade something else. In other words, if you're impatient, you have to trade like 20 instruments. But if you notice here, a lot of these things are tracking the same way right now. Like, there's such redundancy here. But I guess if you wanted to trade divergence, one index against another, for instance, here's the US 500. I think this is the SP500 against the CAC 40, French 40. If this was RSI, and this was what you were trading, this is a leading indicator. There's divergence just here in this. This is enough. This is so much that. And if you're trading reversals, like, so imagine this is RSI. Let's see if I can do a hard zoom here. Okay, so now if this was, of course, you just have to ignore this. So this says RSI, and this is like, so in your mind, or in your mind's eye, this is RSI, say 3 period, or like almost 1 period RSI. I mean, it's so tight because they're both happening at the same time. But there's a technique in RSI a lot of people don't talk about, other than divergence, is the positive reversal. So it consists of a very tight pullback in RSI and a inverted pattern in the instrument you're trading. So, you know, you got this beautiful trapezoid here, parallelogram, whatever. Then you got this market geometry here, and you get divergence here. Kicks in beautifully. Kind of better than RSI. RSI never really responds that hard. So if you could just find, and then of course here's the same thing, right? I think I duplicated this, unfortunately. I was in a hurry looking this up. So this is actually the SP500 again. So I'll have to delete and recreate one of those. But just look at that divergence here against this guy, the French, and then kind of not, there's a nice triangle here. So here would be a situation where now I put all these in at 50 pip handles. According to the instrument, of course, I had to create 3 different scales in here because of the every chart's got a different pace to it. I mean, a different scaling to it. So it's kind of hard to trade when you're in the forex world and you're dealing with pips and you're on a 5 decimal broker and you've written a script and you're living there in that world. You don't want to change right away, okay? Because it's like you're living in a house that's 1,500 square feet, and now you move into a house that's less square footage. It's tough to navigate. So you're like, it's hard enough to trade as it is. So. But I know there's people that are trading the dollar to the Mexican and all this stuff. Here's daily gold against dollar to the Mexican. You know, they're kind of like, but whichever one's in the rollover point. I'm just going to suffer that I got a duplicate chart here. So I don't feel like going through the... it's too difficult to load a chart right now after all that. So, yeah, let's just do what we can see without going to this scale, which if I went to here, I would just say, oh, I'd show all the killer entries I could have taken. And then some bozo would say, oh, yeah, hindsight's 2020. I'm like, yeah, I know, but look at this setup here, right? They happen all the time. And the time frames change, so you're not always going to see it when you want to see. When you want to trade that trade, it's not going to happen very often. So here's all the perfect, now this is the theory I'm rolling with, is that this top becomes a bottom. Now I've turned off the candles on everything. But if you had an order sitting here, a precise top, okay, now you always have to take in consideration the spread of this broker and how he's going to fill you, right? This top becomes a bottom. Now, if I turn the candles on, I can see if I would have got filled. You know what? Almost. You'd have almost got filled on that. So, if these things keep happening over and over again, I know it seems unbelievable, because if you've ever lost money trading, you think you can't ever make money trading. It's like, you know, once bitten, twice shy. Now look at this top, becomes a bottom. You definitely would have got filled. But actually, there's a secret in the market. If I hear another guy say, I got a secret newsletter for you. Okay, there's a little baby top there. I wonder if that would have got filled, and then you can just check. No, see, you would have had to suffer this volatility here. And you could have scalped to here and got out on this ricochet off this double top. Okay, this is a 1 period moving average. That's basically closed. But look at this beautiful top, because I don't even know what I'm looking at. It's NASDAQ 100. Who knows, right? Every market looks like this. So here's what was my point? My point is, I wanted to talk about, I was watching a video about, people wanted to know about Jeff Beck's guitar rig. So this technician showed him the whole rig, and he kept saying that the audience, his news magazine, wanted to know what are the settings that he was using and what kind of strings and every little detail, and he had close-up shots. And I thought, well, what does the audience want? Do they want to sound like Jeff Beck, or do they want to, they're just too curious to know how he ever got that sound? And once they're satisfied that they're like, wow, so that's how he does it, they'll walk away like a magic trick. Or do they want to be the magician? Do they want to be the guy that says, I sound like Jeff Beck? I mean, but would you want to sound like Jeff Beck? Or, I mean, I just don't get why you'd want, it wouldn't work for you. Like, if you wanted to be Jeff Beck, it's already been done. There's one Jeff Beck. I mean, you know, this is one Pat Metheny, right? Pat Metheny said that. He said, I don't want to be Wes Montgomery. He goes, when I found out people were saying you sound like Wes Montgomery, he said, uh-oh. Yeah, because he'd be destroyed. So if you're trading the way everybody else is trading, and I'm not saying you should trade like me because I'm making $1 million, but what if I was making $1 million? Would you still trade? Would you still take the trades I trade? Because you probably wouldn't take the trades I trade, because you'd say, I can't even believe you're trading that like that. But I think with money management, and if you look for setups that only make sense, now here's the CAD yen. This is no exception in this market. Of course, now this one I had to set, this is 50 pips, this is a pretty violent market, and this broker's giving me a spread. This is Alpari, and this spread's 12.5 pips. I'm going to post this demo account and start running scripts on this account. So I went to FX Junction and set up a bridge, running an EA bridge. So let's see what happens here. It looks like here, and then you have to install the Expert Advisor here. So I don't have it installed yet, but Expert Advisors, I'm going to put it in there, and then I'll post that link. But yeah, I mean, look at this kooky. Of course, here the 50 pip is, I'm trading a 50 pip grid, so I'm a 50 pip grid trader, but I'm really trading only one side of the grid. I'm not really getting in. True grid traders get in right now, but I would be kind of getting in down here. This would be my buy order, and I would start buying there. And as time went on, like in my first, these orders will last a real long time, like maybe a month. I got orders down here, right? I got order here, and every day that goes by, I add some, like if I'm not getting filled in the next week, okay, now I got an order here. Okay, now walk away from that. And the entries here, there's exits, but you got to imagine, I'm talking about, you got 50 orders down here. You know what I'm saying? This, you got, and then you got, okay, then you got no orders, and then you got orders here. Just every place you can see one of these peaks. Okay, this is the pivot. Every time the market ricochets off this 50 handle, even this baby bottom here is so important. You know, I just can't do candles. Okay, look how easy this is. Look how simple. Okay, it's no brainer. These are no brainer trades, man. This is so okay. This is easy money. Right here, place buy orders here. Okay, the gold trade. I don't know. You know, that was the same deal. It's all the same. They're going to tell you how the world's going to hell. Now, this is a great one. I couldn't resist this one. This is the one that, if you couldn't see this trade coming, of course, I'm not a breakout trader. And this is a perfect 2-period reversal in RSI right here. This is a monthly Australia, New Zealand. Now, this is going to be the biggest test ever. You're coming up on here. And this is like, forget SAT tests, forget driving tests, forget sobriety tests. When this Australia, New Zealand pokes in, that's got another 200 pips to go here. Are you kidding me? Look at this. At 50 pips, okay, I'm on the monthly. I set this at 50 pips per year. That's the GAN grid here. I don't have it turned on in Alpari. It's too much work. I'm just going to manually create a grid here. We just picked this box here. Okay, you can see I already have a problem with this line. I got to fatten it up. Please hold. Okay. And then, okay, now if you, all you have to do is hold down the control key while these are highlighted, and then you'll create an instant copy. So now you can just manually build a grid. This is like when you have to take a pliers and strip out a perfectly good nut because you don't have a socket wrench. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be tracking very good. I think I screwed up my first line there. Let me see if I got my delete all objects running here. Yeah, let me do that again. Okay, I have to redo the. Go back to this. Okay, see, it's all good. Okay, I got a little sidetrack there. Okay, so it's 50 pips per year grid. All right, here we go. I hold down the control key. And this would be your pace, 45-degree angle of winning and losing. And then you're going to come back on the other side, then this would be the sellers. It seems to be easier to do it with the candles off. Some of this stuff you want to do with the candles off. And I think it's just going to be easier, you know. It's kind of a stupid game. It's a stupid way to make money, but it's all right. It pays rent. So, this is better than the GAN grid anyways, because you can kind of like, you know, just dial in here time. It's price over time. It's not extrapolating the box out into the future here. There's probably something, but this is the next year coming up. So, on close, we closed right here. Interestingly enough, and I kind of get a kick out of these numbers. How about 105? I mean, really, it's the 50 handle, because apparently there's a 50. People like 50 off, or they 50% or 50 cents. They're like 50 cent. Remember 50 cent? I love that 50. That 50 handle, man, that's half off. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So if you square it, okay, this is better like that. So 45 degrees, 50%, and you're looking for the pivots, which is on close. that this would give you 50 pips per year, just in, well, that market's already moved in this column. So here I'll destroy the perfect 45 degrees. But you're down, in this year, you're down, I can't count that high, I don't know. It's like, 1,000 pips? I don't know, my math is just, forget it. So I'm just trading the market structure though. So now these are still 50 pips calibrated, so I at least know if I'm going to drag these around that, you know, that calibration's still standing. It's a valid reference for price over time. And I can drag this around and find where it pivots. So, yeah, there's nothing magic about it. It's just that the market has a limit. Even the market's got a limit. Like, after you blow up your account, if you've ever blown up an account, you said to yourself, if I only had more money in that account, because I was right in the end. In other words, when this thing went up, and everybody said, oh my God, like, okay, let me just, if you were, look at this market. Is it ranging or is it trending? Isn't that just unbelievable? So anyways, I don't know, I'm just fascinated by the whole thing. So yeah, I'm not trying to say that there's nothing wrong with moving averages and all that stuff, but you really got to just think about I don't know, I guess the market structure. I mean, what it's happening in such a dynamic manner that really, I don't know if you can, a moving average just doesn't adapt. And then they have adapting moving averages and have people have robots. I don't know, if your robot was a counter trend robot, it just got killed here. And if you were a trend trader and you sold here and you got out here and you said, oh my God, and you never got, in other words, what if you sold here and then you said, God, I can't believe it. I should have stayed in there. And every time you went to get short, it bumped up a little bit because this thing moves big. And then but yeah, it just kept, then it just, these extreme moves. Then when the market goes into this noisy stuff, now people call that noise. Yeah, right. It depends what time frame you're on. This could be a 5-minute chart. Who knows? Well, you know what scale that chart is, right? Anyways, so I can't do any trading now because the market's closed. But I just think that if all you did was draw these on the tops and bottoms and place orders there, you would make so much money. So that's my experiment. And I'm going to prove it on this FX junction. So I'll place some pretty conservative fat orders down there. I'm not going to samurai trade it like I did my other account. Actually, the other account I started last week because that was a demo I had laying around, and I have not really tried to trade that, and I got locked out of this currency pair because the spread was so wide that it took me down $2,000 on a $5,000 demo because the broker wouldn't fill the script, the whole script, so they kept filling half of it, and they loaded the wagon on a big ticket because it only were in 1Ks in there, so it created like a $50,000 on one price handle, and just one price. So in a 5-decimal broker, instead of dropping an order, you have 10 times the granularity right there. Now you've got money management. You can basically place, depending on which MT4 broker you have, some let you place, there's a broker called Metal, they'll let you place an unlimited, I am not kidding you, I never reached their limit. In fact, that the Windows ran out of MT4 wasn't able to paint the prices. It wouldn't print out the tickets. You know how they show you the tickets on the MT4s now? It stopped showing it. So I called tech support and I said, why is my tickets not showing up on the charts? Like, I know I got orders in there, I see them on the terminal, but they're not showing up in the window. And I realized that Windows ran out of global handles probably and just didn't have any place to, And but the broker was taking all these orders. I probably had, I'm not kidding, I had like $300 in the account, and I had pending orders probably, if they would have got filled, I would have been in a $10 million position. And I just thought, wow. And actually, I got filled on some of that and made money, and then made like $400. But I think maybe it moved against me. I still had pendings. So you have to be careful on, I say trade a nano account, you make more money than you would with a micro. You make more money than you would with a standard lot. Unless you're, unless you've got $100,000 in your account or $50,000 in your account, I can't even imagine. Even if I had 100 grand in my account, I probably wouldn't trade one standard lot. What would be the point? With automation, what would be the point? Why would you torture yourself? So, just install those scripts and install the scripts, and then run them on a demo, and build trade books, trade plans into each script. And then when the market's open, you can assess which script belongs on which. In other words, when the market is in a certain phase, you're going to need, I figure, 3 styles of script. You're going to need reversal, trend, breakout. So reversals are going to be swing trading, like buying here, buying into this whole thing, just like you'd sell into gold. Like if you started selling gold at 1,500 all the way to, and you were committed to sell the 2,500, you had enough money in your account, you just kept selling into that. When that thing got up there, and you're just like, oh man, I know this is the best trade in the world. Yeah. That'd probably come back not $800 you make on that trade, okay? You still make $600 even though you got in late. Who cares? If you're swing trading, you don't care. Your stops are big and hairy. If you're a scalper, you're sitting there. You better have instant execution. You better have, I got some brokers, I think, that can take some of these scripts I wrote that are actually place 3 market orders simultaneously. Well, as fast as, and each one has a different, one's a scalp to just take 2 pips, okay? Next one takes 10 pips, next one takes 20 pips. Scaled entry, instant execution on 3 tickets. So I'm going to post that in the market order thing. I'll post a single one there. It's kind of awkward to post, but I guess all you have to do is all you have to do is paste the comment. The comment is the code. So you have to paste that into, you have to go into the MetaTrader. I mean, just in case anybody who's watching doesn't know how to do this drama, it's like this. It is a pain in the ass, but once you do it, it's done. In other words, if that's how you trade, in other words, if you're the kind of person that buys at the market, when it's up 10 pips, you get and take something out. Now, I made a tremendous amount of money 3 years ago manually trading like that until I got tendonitis, okay? I would sit there, and I would just like look at the tick chart, and I'd be, man, I think spiked down, buy a little bit, okay? Come back, spikes down more, buy a little bit. Then I'm up like, I'm up like 3 pips, get out. And I'm making about $20 an hour in front of my computer. It's not bad, considering I'm just clicking, I'm not stripping the nut off a car, I'm not, it's not that manual labor. Of course, sometimes you're making $100 an hour. It depends how violent the market is. So, execution is the only way you make money. And a lot of people are analysts, and bless their heart. But if you're a trader, you look at an analyst chart and you're like, yeah, but like, where are you getting in on this thing? And they always like, after the fact, they're like, yeah, well, see how it turned here and see how it turned there. And I'm like, yeah, but Do you have the balls to step in front of that market and buy? Are you buying Australia, New Zealand right now? Because if you're not, you're missing out on a huge swing, right? Even if you bought here, okay? It's just like gold trade. Now, really, you think this thing's going to keep spiking like this? Now, let me go. I guess broker doesn't have, that's all data I got here. It's plenty. Here's the weekly. Come on, really? Now, this was your double top here. Now, down through this support here, the breakout traders are just cleaning house on this thing. A turtle trader, like, if your methodology, it's methodology and tactics is what I'm trying to say. Forget, I mean, everything else. This is the perfect opportunity here. Okay, now it rolls over. Now, even at this point here, if you're getting in late, right? Once it takes out this double bottom, triple bottom, look at this bottom, 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 kabammo, right? Here, again, bottom becomes a top. This is retarded. It's retarded, okay? But I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy selling all the way down here. There's guys right now that they basically, what they did was, and I'm not a breakout trader, okay? There's plenty of money to be made regardless of your style. But this cavern in here, once this thing got filled, I mean, this is what all these American whiners, all this high frequency whiners that were talking about the Dow Jones. Oh yeah, the fat finger. Okay, so is this a fat finger trade? They're killing me with this stuff. Who are these people that say these things on TV? Are you kidding me? Nature abhors a vacuum, people. Come on, step away from the beer cans. Are you kidding me? Look at this thing fill in. Where do you think it's going now? Oh, we're bearish. Oh, I know. There's some great bounces in this thing. Let's go to the daily. Look at this. Look at all the money. Come on, this is 50 pip handles, people. I know this spread's steep though. 16 pips on this. Sorry. Get excited. It's the market. It's exciting. Look at this. Look at this annihilation. Desolation. And then, of course, fundamentally, I guess the fundamentals are really in favor here, right? But look at this. Bottom becomes a top. Bottom. Look at this. Look at this top bottom, man. This is the 2-period reversal in RSI. This is the trade that blow your mind right here. Look at this entry. This is a notch entry. Look at that. Kidding me? It's fucking retarded. And at what price? A round handle. An even big fat round handle. So, yeah, it's really unbelievable. You're just 10 away from the, I don't have the big fats marked here. I just went with 50 linear across the board, so, but it's right here. I mean, it's just psychotic. Okay. Then, here's an amazing pivot here. Forget the math pivot. Look at that top, bottom. Wow. So this whole time you're just dropping. You just have to be a turtle trader. This thing's in a trend, right? But not to say that at this phase here, when all these antics were going on. Now this is, and that's another thing. If I hear it one more time, market manipulation. And what would you prefer? It stands still. I can't even believe people. They're manipulating the market. Well, of course, so are you. You think your ticket's not adding up to the mob? How do you think you get bozo people running the country? Yeah, a bunch of people vote that way. Hello? Anyways. It's just too much. Anyways. I guess I'm angry. But the thing is that it's just that there's so much opportunity to make money if you have an internet connection, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because even if you just, but I do think that the only way to really make money is to use the power inside of MT4, because there's so much power there that, it's just so once you get used to, you're not afraid of it. Now, as far as running robots and EAs and all that, I don't think I'm going to do that, okay? And I got some quotes from some people that I was just astounded by their quote. Okay, but I said I was going to talk about all these other markets. I guess not. SP500. Who cares? Like, couldn't see this top coming here? Wait, people are retarded? The end of the year comes. I mean, really? Is it that stupid? Oh, yeah, well, everybody's sold at the end of the year in double top. Yeah. Okay, let me turn the wax on. Look at these wicks. Look at these people poking it through. Look at that. Oh, it's sold off. It corrected. I can't believe it. What was the news here? Let me see. Gosh. Anyways, this is my equidistant thing, and I'm kind of doing it like this. I'm going to truncate this ray here. Turn the ray off. And just use it like this, and hold down the control key. And then just use that as your segmentation to look for the next fractal. And then here, next trade coming up here, S&P 500 is kind of stupid and retarded. Buy down here, sell here. I don't know. Just here looks like a nice easy right. Buy here. Buy here. This in this window here, actually, I think this is the scalp window, because I can see it kind of like spiking into here, and this might be the, I'm waiting to hear it all over again, because that's why I can't watch the news anymore, because I'm sick of hearing people whine about nature, like when it gets cold out. I think they call that winter. It just gets real cold out and it gets real hot out, and I mean, it's not too hard to figure out, is it, people? Okay, so here's the channel, and I don't know. I guess I'm not helping, but no, I'm just saying that there's the fractal within the fractal here, so you could do any trade in here. You could have done this one, projected to this. So where is the top bottom? Look at the SP500 here. Look at all these top bottoms. Well, it's like after a while they just jump out at you. So you could see you place a buy order there. So when the market backs up into this stuff, and this is already drawn for you. The computer draw this at the psychological 14. I'm sure a lot of people sold there, and then so why did the market keep going up? Why does the top become a bottom? Because the people that found out they were getting their ass killed, or they got a margin call, they were squeezed out of the market. They had to get out anyway, so they sold this top, and they said, that top, that's it. That's the top. That's top of the range. I'm a range trader. So they sold, and it's not like that strategy doesn't work. So they sold so much in there, and then they're like, yikes, I am like so wrong on that trade. Well, the next chance it pulls back to get out is here. So I can't zoom in on the so their next chance to get out is they say this is the top. So when it pulled back here, this was the only chance to get in. And then of course if you're projecting this is the testing breakout, pull back to support, then off to the races. And then of course now it's just climbing at like insane pace, right? Now it's just like, oh my god, really? And this top bottom is just, wow, these people thought for sure, oh yeah, but look, it comes back deep in. It's another situation that you have to just, unfortunately, place buy limits that are 50 pips, 25 pips, 10 pips. No, otherwise your orders are going to look like this. You can trade this channel from a script drop, an algorithmic situation. Every 4 hours, imagine you're dropping orders that are going to buy, of course, the SP500, right? SP500. So it would look like this. Down here, it's kind of counterintuitive because I know a lot of people are running protection. In other words, they're long and they've got their stops trailing. They're protecting their position. And then here, when it backs up, they get stopped out. They're still long, but look at this perfect top become a bottom. So if you're precision trading, you're going to be placing heavy orders here. Okay, heavy duty. Then, if you're trading in a like kind of a robotic sense, where you know that you want to be long because this pivot, this structure's setting up, and you've got this you can draw, right? You can draw this guy, and then so you've got confluence there. And you got a triangle, so it's all converging at this pivot, and so it leaves a station, and you know what? Gets the resistance there, ricochets back down. You know it's time to get on this train. But would you place a buy stop here? I guess you could. Then you got to put a sell. Then you got to put protection here. You've already overpaid. You know that the market's constantly doing this crap. So you're always trading a 1 hour or 4 hour or a daily static scalp thing that's going to fill, and just do this. It's going to make money on this kind of stuff. So you got this, and then you got one. Then you got orders that are you drop the script. At the moment the market's up here, you drop a thing that's going to place in buy limits. You're going to trade backwards. Most people are losing. You're going to be getting filled on buy limits here. You got to stop down here. You're going to scalp that, and then you're going to stay long. And every time it pulls back, you're dropping biased. In other words, the entry's here. The script's written so this entry exits here. Okay. Now, that's presupposing you have the discipline to sit in that whole move. You may just be making money off these scalps, and you may be happy with that. And you may kick yourself every time you see it go up and thinking, yeah, if I let that whole script play out, don't touch that. Whatever trade plan you've chosen, don't touch it. Now, I'm quite happy to make money on all this stuff because I don't want to be in the market that long. And this is like taking, what is this? This is like a weekly chart or monthly chart, whatever. Okay, so now here's the other sloppy trend line pulled back to that. Here's a beautiful double top becomes a bottom. Got this baby internal. You keep getting, now these are precision entries, but what if you bought, say, what if you bought here and there's a wick on that would have stopped you out? You put one order in. If you're trading one position, I don't know why. I mean, I don't think you can trade unless you trade three. Mark Douglas will tell you. At least I paid him $800 to tell me. I asked him, well, what's the way to get? He said, you got to get three positions. Minimal three, because you got to take one off the table, make money for the spread and the commission, and have one that's going to be your target, and one that's going to be something you can maybe move the stop to break even. So you never lost on that thing, and whatever happens, happens. That's ideal. I mean, that's the three point tripod that is the most secure. 2 legs is okay. 3, yeah, you're locked in. 4, you got to balance it. Problem with 4 legs, you got to balance one leg. Tripod don't have to balance. So you always want to think it Buy on a stop, buy on a limit, buy at the market. If you can do all three of those things. Now, it's really tailored to the, if this is $5, so on a 1K, if this was a Forex market, this would be $5 every time it moves. But imagine you've got like orders like, the market's probably due for a spike like this. Right, it's going to do that. So what you did is you dropped the thing that's like buy limit, buy limit, buy limit, buy limit, buy limit. You buy at the market, and maybe you put a stop here in case, you know what? I'll overpay for it, but I'm getting confirmation, right? She finally said that you can marry me. But really you want to load up in here. Buy at the market with a stop. Big wide stop, because you're like, I'm going long. And then if the market starts to come down, it's just if this order here expires in 15 minutes, if this is like a 15-minute order, I think it's on 15, and then this one just decays in 30 minutes, right? And then this one is a 1 hour. But in other words, your exposure is evaporating as the market comes down, because if it does pull back like this, it's probably going to do a swing through that. And you've already overpaid here at the market because you're too eager to get, this is going up. And even if you got in, wherever you got in, okay, you get in super light, and then start placing super light pendings, and then you're going to get this. In other words, you're long on this, right? And you're like, woohoo, baby's going to break out. I'm so rich. And then this happens, and you're like, should have got out. But yeah, if you had been in a tiny position here, you would have said, you know what? I'm not even in heavy yet. For God's sakes, let me start to place. In other words, say you're long here. You're like, man, this is going to the moon. But if it does pull back, let me place pendings here. Well, look how this backup plan worked out. And you got in here, okay? I'm overdoing my lines, huh? But anyways, it's complicated, I guess. I think it's easy in one way, it's complicated in another way. But even on, of course, even a blind robot would be selling. Okay, now this is the here it is. Like, so here's the garbage here. Here's what I'm angry about. Okay, this is why I can't trade overseas, because of this. Because this my measly little sell-off, the fat finger sell-off. Oh, fat finger? What am I living in? Like, what is this? Are you kidding me, man? Really? Hey, what is this, like, God, are you serious? Look at this. Look at this channel. Come on. This is, like, silly. Yeah, we'll come back to that, right? But, I don't know. It's just, it's complicated, but, no, it's really not. Look at this beautiful trend line here. Look at that rollover. Yeah, and it's more fun, I think, to draw by hand there, right? Isn't it?